What is good, YouTube world? Y'all know what's the deal. It's the one man force, the eyes and flavor of DFW Sports. Y'all know what this channel's always rocking about. Everybody up in the DFW, how we get down over here in the trenches, in the backyard of the Cowboys, Mavericks, Rangers, Stars, Wings, FC Dallas. We in the trenches down here, man. How everybody feeling today? We getting closer to a couple of these uh Senior Bowl, Pro Bowl, all type stuff. We're getting ready to, see a lot of these college athletes get ready for the NFL draft coming here soon. Got the East West Shrine game right down here in the trenches at Cowboys headquarters coming Thursday. Mr. Cowboy, what's the deal, man? What's the deal? Hey, be touching on a lot of stuff today. Well, not a lot, but Jerry Jones spoke to the media today, and he said, look, he said some things that I don't know. Some things were true, but then a lot of stuff didn't even make no sense. I'm going to be real with you. You said you want Super Bowl, man? You want Super Bowl? Tell me about it. We all do. We all do, brother. We all want a Super Bowl. I don't know what's going down, what's the problem, but it's just been a Cowboys thing. It's not always, I can't say it's this one particular thing, this other thing like that. It's always something. He said, Jerry lying. Hey man, I got a few audio clips, from X going up in there. Talk about some of the things that he talked about as he talked about filling the roster, going all in for 2024, improving certain areas to try to get over the hump. Also, his, you can say statement, comment, or whatever about Dak Prescott's, his future here with his contract situation, looking at it. And I mean, a lot of stuff he said, it really made like no sense. like Mr. Cowboy say, man, Jerry is flat out lying. That type of stuff, that slot type stuff. Well, make sure y'all got the camera pointed up on me now. Now behind my back, I'm gonna have these fingers crossed, but I'm gonna make it sound good to the media. I know our fans, they're a little upset. A little would be a bad understatement, but I think he know what's going on. To what didn't happen for them to not get up out the divisional round, and it's just about them not playing complete football, complimentary football, and they just seem to fail at the time that we need them the most. And that's really just all you're getting from the Cowboys, no matter who's at quarterback. But let's go ahead. You hear baby girl in the background. She getting hyped. I want to get to some of the audio. Yeah, let's get to some of the audio real quick. You're having trouble pulling the stuff up now all of a sudden. Anyway, Jerry basically was over here talking about some nonsense, basically going back and forth, talking about how the team's coming up short in the first round, that how they have to get better. The main things he said is everything what we're saying and everybody could see is they can't stop the run. They need to get more physical, and they couldn't run the football. So those were three keys that I can say out of all what came out of Jerry's mouth. Those were facts. Those were pure facts that he spit out right there. There's no denying that. But still, a lot of the stuff he was saying just did not make total sense. And I think he done shut down the internet right now because it is getting a little. I'm trying to pull it up, y'all. All right. Here we go. Here we go. So Jerry was asked, basically about just the early round disappointments. And here comes Jerry, to talk about it.
I hope it's not different going into the first playoff game where we've got the second seed. I hope it's not different at all to that point where we got the second seed. Okay, now let's talk about how we might make it different against when we play in that game and get a win. Okay, we need to stop the run better, and we need to be more physical, and we need to run better. Be specific. We need to do those kinds of things. And so my point is, I look at that, and I look at
which I was just talking about how, those are three things everybody knows what the Cowboys need to do as he went on.
I thought we made a pretty good move 4 years ago when we hired Mike McCarthy. And he's had some great season success. Now he's come up short three times and advanced us in the playoff. Okay? But I like the fact that he's hanging around the rim. And I like what the team has done to hang around the rim.
Now he talking about this hanging around the rim, man. It don't. If you're a Dallas Maverick fan, as you see, if you're weak against the boards and you can't clean up the glass, hanging around the rim don't do nothing but you just taking up space. So I don't know what he's talking about that right there, but they're hanging around the rim. 12 wins, 3 seasons. I think
what the answer that I would have is that I'm aware that we're hanging around the rim. We're not getting the ball in, but we're hanging around the rim. Let's don't.
You're not getting the ball in. That means, hey, well, if you're missing shots, that don't make it no better. You missing shots and don't rebound. I mean, if you're going to use basketball terms, yeah, that's going to make you lose. But I don't get it. But let them continue.
Hanging around the rim and where we are right now with the players we've got. And I'm thinking about it from the whole look. The real question is I'm not doing what I was doing 30 years ago. I'm not doing what I was doing 20 years ago on a personal basis.
So that kind of sound like, to me right there, that sound like Jerry is saying Steven is really in charge, because basically when you was running this 20, 30 years ago, this team sucked. Now they have gotten better. They suck at the, worst moment, worst time. Let them go ahead and continue.
I think about a lot of things differently. That's important because if I were doing the very same things over the last 30 years, 20 years, okay, then unless you looked at the whole report card, the report card you're seeing about winning in the playoffs, I don't like. There's some other parts of the report card that you don't have privy to that you might like.
Okay. So like we said, what we can all understand what he said is the Cowboys got to get better at stopping the run. They have to get more physical, and they have to be able to run the football. We all know that, and we can all agree on that. That's, we all know that. We see that. As Mr. Cowboy say, we need a good run game coordinator. We need to figure it out. But like I said, that's Mike McCarthy's fault, because he came out and put a foot in his mouth when he came out and said, yo, Jerry, I can do it. I don't need Kellen Moore. We need more to be, ball control, and I'll get us running the football. Problem is, he didn't choose to run it. So that you put your foot in your mouth from day one, from day one of this season, when you said that you was going to incorporate a more run game attack, and then you couldn't even do it. So we're seeing where Jerry and them is lying. They want to get more physical somewhere. They got to get bigger defensive linemen. They got to get a little bit much more stronger at the offensive center position for sure. He said Kellen Moore is an Eagle. You happy about it? I ain't gonna lie. I mean, he'll be looking forward to play against him twice a year against your hated team. So Philly, be ready. Be ready to experience whatever you're gonna experience with him, to say none the least. But the way Jerry is talking right there, I kind of feel like I'm getting this, sense that he feels that Dan Quinn is coming back for another year. I got this feeling that he's going to end up coming back another year. This not to say I know anything or anything like that, but I'm willing to say that Dan Quinn is probably going to come back for another year, and they're going to try to run this whole thing back and see if they can actually get over the hump, which, like I said, man, you're going to have to actually show me. We're not from St. Louis, but you're going to have to show me. He said they're talking to Saquon Barkley. It all depends on Cap Boy. Now, I discussed this the other day. Is Cap Boy going to spend some money like that? But if they're saying that they're going all in 2024, you know what I'm saying, then you would have to do that. But the main thing, you can't do nothing until you really get a good percentage of your cap restructured, and that's going to start with Dak Prescott. Speaking of Dak Prescott, let's go ahead and get into the audio where he didn't really want to talk about Dak Prescott's, contract, but he had something to say regardless. Let's let this run.
Dak has done nothing to change my mind of any promise for the future. I think that's
Matter of fact, big shout out to Michael Gelkin. Gelkin, he be doing his thing as a Cowboy reporter, sharing it all with us out there. So if you follow him, he's a big follow for Cowboys news up in there. Him and Clarence Chill, we call him. You can follow them, and they're in there interviewing him. So this is where we're playing from for sure.
in the deal that we'd go as far as Dak, Texas, in the playoffs. Remember that?
Right.
How do you go as far as Dak, Texas?
Right.
How do you feel he played?
And that's how far we went.
Right.
So my point is that doesn't change a thing. Whoever goes,
Let's start it over.
Nothing to change my mind.
Nothing to change his mind.
Any promise for the future. I think I said in the deal that we'd go as far as Dak, Texas, in the playoffs. Remember that?
Right.
How do you
Go as far as Dak, Texas.
Right.
How do you feel he played?
And that's how far we went.
Right. So
my point is that doesn't change a thing.
Okay.
We'll go as far.
You hear how defensive he is? You know why Jared's that defensive probably right now? You want to know why he's that defensive? Because he has no leverage in this contract situation with Dak Prescott. And for
Dak, Texas.
And for him to sit here and say that Mike McCarthy came up short and they got all these holes, and then you're going to come out here and say you're only going to go as far as Dak take you. Come on, man. That ain't even really making no sense. It might make sense if you would stick with one, but not say the other. But hey, let him go on.
And that's how far we went.
Right. So
my point is that doesn't change a thing. We'll go as far as Dak, Texas.
How do you feel he played against Green Bay? You may have just said it there, but how do you feel he performed against the Packers?
Well, I think that we, as a team, laid an egg.
Friends.
And that's not specifically, I want to say it and respond that way. And you could start here, and I'm not trying to be magnanimous or anything, but you can start here and you can go all the way down the line. That was a bad day for us, and manifests and created a lot.
Was it a bad day? I was there. Boy, it was one of the bad days. Let him go ahead and finish it out.
Scrutiny on days long before that and long after that. That's what kind of day it was. And so it'll be an impactful day. We'll do things that honor the fact that we didn't play well against the Packers.
So he's saying we're going to do some things. We're honoring the fact that we know we did not play well against the Packers, and we're going to try to go and adjust that. We're going to go try to fix that. Is what I got from all that. I see my big bro done jumped in. What's good, bud? What's the deal, bro?
I don't know much, man. Sitting and watching a little basketball.
I feel you. I still see you in your Texas Ranger gear, Although we got some news that Corey Seager did go procedure surgery for a hernia, and his time Yeah, they
Yeah.
said he ended up catching that in the postseason. So if you mean to tell me you was playing through that
Mm,
in the postseason, man, go ahead and take as much
mm,
time as you need, bro. Just
Yeah,
go ahead and
yeah.
get Wide Langford up in there and see what he can do.
Yeah. I would have preferred him to do it right after the season, but hey, he wouldn't miss no training camp time or spring training time. But hey, he don't need it really, so it really don't matter.
I feel you. Man, I was just going ahead and playing them interviews that Michael Gelcom had, man. And
Oh yeah,
yeah, with Jerry Jones up there talking. And uh
they not on the same page. I can say that.
you
I'm gonna
say it
say that.
again?
They not on the same page. Steven and him is not on the same page. He's talking about spending money. Steven is talking about not spending money.
Cat
So,
boy.
so they gotta get it together. I do know that you go either spin or you ain't. I prefer you to spin, get it out the way, bring a linebacker here, or get one off the board like Mr. Cowboy said a while ago.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, hey, if I think his name Trotter, Trotter there, I take
Out of
Trotter.
Clemson?
Yeah, yes sir, yes sir. I take him.
You know how I feel about that.
I know, I understand, but hey,
But
if he there, you gotta grab him. You gotta grab him. He might can be a
what if
difference
Keon
maker.
Coleman from Florida State is there at 24?
If they love him, I take him too. I just I need some three healthy linebackers, man, and then I
Nah, I
need some
feel you.
depth behind that. I need about 6'6" boys. I need about six
So if you're
six
if you
bankers.
if you're Cap Boy or if you're running the Cowboys right now, linebacker position, this to me, a lot of this is pending with Dan Quinn. A lot of the stuff that I kind of got from Jerry right there was suggesting that it's possible they could go another defensive direction, but they don't want to. They're fine with having Dan Quinn there again.
Well, I hope he's not fine with that, but hey, he didn't have no linebackers this year, so he did pretty good. Just a simple fact. You can't play a 215 playing guy against a 320 playing guy. It's not gonna work.
Nah, we know that.
It's not gonna work. So hopefully that Dan Quinn, if he comes back, I pray to God he doesn't. But
So disrespectful.
I'm not being disrespectful, bro. I just think his time he has a track record. Track record. We all know this, bro. He did in Seattle. He did it after leaving the boom. What did he do after that? You tell me what did he do after that?
He went to Atlanta and he was he was
When he
28-3 against Tom Brady.
when he was in Seattle, after the Legion of Boom, everybody left or everybody got hurt, and Bobby Wagner was still there with KJ Wright. What did they do?
Got him fired and he took it. Well, I don't want to say fired. It got him to take another opportunity in Atlanta that got them up 28-3 against Tom Brady and the Patriots.
Okay, what ended up happening there? Did he win or lose?
He ended up losing that job and now he's the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. So what happened when he was in Atlanta? He did his thing in Atlanta for 2 years. They was up. The third year they was down. He got fired, right? Right. Well, you just said that, right? You just said he got fired. Okay. So I'm just saying. he
I mean,
he
there's truth to
3
that.
years.
If anybody can say anything about not being able to stop the run, his defenses have not been able to stop the run the whole time down here. Now, what has bailed him out is they
The
have
pass rush.
generated a lot of takeaways. Like
Yeah.
that's something you gotta kind of give up, and that's what I'm not
He
understanding. If you're a
he
defense
he
that
remind me
generates a lot of
of
takeaways, why aren't you blitzing more if you're that small? I'd be blitzing.
He reminds me of Rob Brown when he first came down here, cause that's what Rob Brown was doing, getting takeaways, and then all of a sudden he started playing stupid ball.
Start playing that cute, stupid ball.
Stupid
It
ball.
looked good, but that shit was terrible.
There you go. So the same thing is gonna happen with Dan Quinn. Same thing.
Do you think the same thing happens if they get better linebackers though? See, if you're the Cowboys right now, what do? Do you spend more money? Do you spend your resources, more resources on getting in free agency linebackers, or do you rely on the draft?
I would rely on both. If I can give me two,
Knowing you don't have a full deck of draft picks this year.
if you can give me two, either way it go, 2 or 1. I can get 2 or 1. I take 2 in the draft and get 1 free agent. And then you got Damone Clark. You still got his LV. If LV don't retire, you hopefully you can have him and make some put him as a reserve role.
Micah, you might as well. I'm not telling you to get off your podcast, but I think you're gonna start playing a lot of more backer.
I don't think he is. I don't think they want that for Michael. But I said in the past that I think he should play linebacker, but I don't think they would do it.
Yeah, I mean corner play.
We don't need no corners. We good on that. You might. I take that back, Mr. Cowboy. You might can use one corner.
Well, do you keep Gilmore?
Well, then you don't need no corners because you go either bring back him or Jay Luke
And J. Lou did come on strong toward
at
the
the
end of the
end.
year.
Yeah.
He did come on
He
strong.
called fumbles and everything.
Like I said, that's what's built this defense and this team out. They just get turnovers, bro, and teams realize, look, don't put the ball in. You ain't got to put it in harm's way. You can still take your shots if you can run the football. So that's one thing that has been a knock on Dan Quinn, but his defenses consistently these 3 years have generated takeaways. There's something good with the bad that you gotta take. And I told you this all really fell on the shoulders of Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott. No matter how everybody slice it, as bad as the defense was.
So how do you feel when they come out and say today that they're gonna let Dak play out, let his contract play out? What you thought about that?
See, I was just playing the clip about Jerry talking about that. Is that what you're getting from it? You feel like he's gonna let him play out his contract?
I mean,
the thing is, if he lets him play out his contract, you take a massive cap hit. So no, you're not making any moves
at all.
So, and I was just saying when I was playing that from Jerry, because with Clarence, he was in there trying to ask some more questions. And Jerry kept like cutting him off. He was like defensive about it. And I'm like, you know what? My opinion about him being hasty about that, making it sound like he's going to let Dak play out the last year is more of he's upset that he don't have no leverage in the situation, bro.
He got leverage.
Not the type of leverage he would like.
I understand, but he still has leverage. You got to be smarter, not dumber.
He ain't got he don't really have
leverage.
What leverage does he have?
I told you Trey Lance is the leverage.
Stop.
Okay. All right.
That could be what he thinks, but at this moment of time, bro, if you run Dak on his last year, you might as well throw this year away because you're not fixing none of your problems through the draft. You're not going to be able to fully fix them through the draft because you don't have enough picks.
If I was the Cowboys, I would draft a quarterback this year.
You're not in position to draft one. I don't think the quarterback class is that deep for you to try to pick one like that or waste a pick like that.
If Jaden Daniels is there, I'll take him.
Man, because to me, quarterback ain't their problem. I like to see an offense. They haven't missed on offensive linemen in the first round like that. I like for that trend to actually continue.
Who you gonna get, the dude out of Oklahoma? The offensive tackle out of Oklahoma. I
I
can't think
would
of his name
reach
right now.
if it's a center that's any quality that we will find out
It's a
about.
center. Yeah, it's a
I would
center. I
try to
think.
get one, bro, because I said from Jump Street, bro, Tyler Biotis is good and he's decent in pass pro, but his run blocking, bro, you get no point of attack from that guy.
I agree with that.
Because the Cowboys said no QB this season. And
I
I agree with and I agree with him for the simple fact you just said Trey Lance. So to be honest, if that's your leverage, then there's no need for you to draft another quarterback. Because if you draft another quarterback,
Well,
you're
you
basically
got
that ain't no
Cooper
leverage.
leaving though. If Cooper leaves, then you just got him and Trey as a backup. So you go have
Man,
to bring
might
somebody
mess
else in.
around and get Real Greer back. You never know. They probably
Mm.
signed Ben DiNucci back.
Oh hell no, not that trash. My bad. I ain't mean it. Man,
You know
listen,
what I'm saying? But
he trash. He stay at the USL league. Yeah, let's go.
what's wrong with that? The
Nothing.
Renegades did win the
Yeah,
XFL.
they did. He can go over there.
Turpin came from there. Now he is a local product, but still he came from there.
I'm not gonna
And
say
he
nothing on
did
that.
take that ball out the end zone too many times, like the rules was XFL. Like, bruh, stop that.
Okay, you said it. I did. I'm just saying. You said it. I did. You feel me?
So everybody feels that you're on that side of saying Cowboys got Trey Lance, he got leverage. Now I did say when they got Trey Lance, this was all contract negotiation type stuff. I felt that
That's
way
what I'm
from the jump.
saying.
So I'm not really gonna dismiss anything you saying about that, but I'm just more like as in player for player. You're not. Nah, I don't think, you know. I don't think Trey Lance poses a threat.
The position we don't need is quarterback, D line, corner, receivers. We need safeties. I ain't gonna say we don't because Jaron Curse is a free agent, so he's out of here. I wouldn't bring him back. I hate that gave money to Malik Hooker because he was trash. So
Facts.
yeah, you need safety help. Yes. Defensive line. You gotta go re-sign Flower. You gotta go re-sign Armstrong. So I mean,
But
hey,
that's still being small, man. So
yeah,
that's my thing I'm saying. With linebacker, you said you at least will get one linebacker in free agency and draft a linebacker. So you would
I
split.
draft two.
You would split the resources there.
Yeah, I
You'll
draft two
draft
of them.
two?
I draft two.
Bro.
Cause you don't know what you got to think about it. Overshawn coming back off of ACL injury,
Mm-hmm.
so you have
Mm-hmm.
to think about that. He's not gonna be like he ain't gonna be. No, you got to think about. He gonna be a year away. A year away
So what is
from
the
the.
so what is a rookie gonna do?
Ain't
A
no
rookie
you
is
don't.
damn near going. You're not knowing what you're gonna
I
get from a
take
rookie.
I take my lumps.
You
You
basically
got
did anyway.
you got to take your lumps somewhere.
Nah,
Okay,
because
bro.
well, if you drafting a rookie and they become the problem, right? They can't do nothing. If they keep getting smashed right there, it's gonna look like a failed
If
pick.
you
Just
get
like
a bigger linebacker who can play the inside, like Patrick Queen, he's an outside linebacker. I mean, that's why he didn't flourish before Roquan got there. Roquan got there, he all of a sudden takes off and makes a Pro Bowl. He takes off and does his thing. So you have to find somebody like a Roquan that he can. I want Curse back. I'm telling you, I wouldn't want that. He looked old and slow. I'm not gonna
I
lie to
think
you.
he was hurt, bro. He had to be not healthy all season, bro. Like that dude,
I mean,
I don't
I
know
do
how
get
he
him.
regrets
Listen,
that
I do.
bad, bro. But it looked and it was like it wasn't even like it was like he was moving slow, like he just wasn't knowing what to do. And that's what the more alarming sound was about
Yeah,
it. I don't know what was going on, but
he went in directions that shouldn't. He took different angles that he shouldn't have took. He should have filled holes that he didn't fill.
But
And
see, you can
then
overcompensate when your
your
linebackers,
linebackers ain't, yeah. But they
So
all try to do too much instead of just
eh,
playing in the scheme and playing what it's due. Everybody try to do too much.
facts.
Like when Michael should have crashed down when they play Arizona,
Hmm.
Michael crashing in, you gotta stand there and hold that in, man. You can't let him get around you like that. You crashing, he going right around your butt. You can't do that, man.
And I
You
mean
all about yourself. On
that
on
place
that note,
that place set fire too, like for real. Man, he ain't lying. I said the same thing. He said, "Hey, man, he need to go back to 27 because ever since he became number one,
I mean,
him
like I
and
said,
Trav."
I give him props on sticking with Jaden Reed on that crossing route. Jordan Love threw it out of bounds. He was step for step with him. I ain't gonna even stunt you on that, Miss Cowboy. He was step for step with Reed on that crossing route going across middle field, going all the way across. He was step for step, made him throw it out of bounds. So, I mean, yeah, but man, he got to do something, bro. He got to go back to the weight room. He got to get back speed drills or something, man. Something was
Yeah,
up. Something was up
linebacker.
with him this year.
Me personally, since you don't have a full deck to play with in the draft, I'm spending money on the linebacking core. I'm putting a lot of resources into the linebacking core
That's why I say you draft for one of
and a
you
running
draft
back.
two. Yeah, you gotta. I gotta look and see what how many
I'm
draft picks
not
they had.
I'm not trying to think about 3 or 4 years later. See, that's Steven Jones. He would rather draft because it's going to be cheaper. He would
Right.
rather take that chance in that flyer. And Jerry's like, look, man, if we're gonna try to win, at least let's get some pieces plugged in with some veteran guys who can go right now.
That's why I said they need to get on the same page, bro. Because he talking about spending money and Catboy talking about nah. We go pay what we got.
Mr. Cowboy asked a great question though.
Who has to go on this team? Like what positions? Center.
Probably, period.
Um, I bring back D Law, man, cause he the heart and soul of your defense.
Ah, facts. Yeah.
Um, whew. I mean, you got Gilmore. If you want to say he's 33, 34, he might retire. It just depends how he feeling coming off the shoulder or whatever. So
Mhm.
you got that. Cook say he coming back. He running the back. They got Cooks 1 more year. So he say he back in the fold with that. He's here with that. Um, I think need to go upgrade to center. I will bring back Connor Williams and put him at center because he was a hell of a recruit.
Yo, I was thinking something like that, man.
He
I
was
was
a hell of a
thinking something like, would you bring back Connor Williams in some capacity like that? Because you've got to do something. Tyler Biotis ain't really holding down the fort like he's supposed to. I think it's something that he needs to have going in. I got another person to join us up in here, man. My man Danny Cowboy Nation up in the house, man. He want to join the conversation that we having on these damn Cowboys that Jerry Jones done ran his mouth about. Them put
yeah.
all types of foots in his mouth. What's good, my man? What's good, Dan?
What's good, guys? How are you guys?
Hey, man,
All
we
right.
good, man. We over here talking about the Cowboys, going over position needs. I was asking, what would you rather do? Would you rather spend money on free agency on the linebacker position, or would you rather draft?
Linebacker and also draft.
So you
I need,
just
I
on the
need, I need, I need a good linebacker coach like Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis, bring in that homeboy. Bring in
Yeah,
that
man.
baby.
I wish.
Bring in that baby.
I wish they'll probably have to get rid of clean the whole defensive staff up in there. You know what I'm saying? But if I was Mike McCarthy, you would probably have to look at that. And a lot of this is probably pending on right now. What are you gonna do with DQ? How do you feel about DQ if he comes back?
uh, get rid of some players and bring in some new players for the draft. I don't. I want Bobby Wagner also, the linebacker from Seattle, and I want what's his name? I forgot his other name from Seattle also. Uh, he's the second linebacker from Bobby Wagner. I'm not sure who it is.
I'm trying to think and go back. I remember hey Bug, remember when you was on that train, you was like, bro, I told y'all to go get Bobby Wagner. I remember you was saying that, and I was like, he might be a little too old, too washed up. But now looking at the situation, now you needed
You need a
some
linebacker.
right there at linebacker.
You
So
need it. You
that's in
need it.
agreement with you. He's
Yeah.
calling it out for you right there for sure.
Van Der Esch is gone. Get rid of him. He's gone. He's bye bye.
Yeah.
Van Der Esch,
I agree with that.
he's trash. Trash.
Yeah.
And that's probably something I would answer the question to Mr. Cowboy as he asked who gets cut. This will probably be a mutual pardon between the Cowboys and Van Der Esch. Look, let's open this roster spot for another player. And I think they should do what they need to do at the linebacker position and the running back position with their cap resources to go ahead and do it. And in the draft, you know they're going to draft the offensive lineman. We all know this. I hope y'all know this. My brother Bug, he always say, he'll give his opinions, but then soon as the draft come around, it's offensive lineman talk all of a sudden. So
you
know how that go. How do you feel, Danny? How you feel about that? How you feel they're gonna go in this draft direction?
They better pick someone that's good. I don't pick someone that knows the game. I don't I need him to run the ball. I need him to do like the linebacker stuff. I need him to defend our Cowboys, in the O line. Make our O line strong enough that it's worth it. Like Kansas City Chiefs, that old line, or the 49ers old line. Number 54 on the 49ers is also good. Number 54 on the 49ers.
You want a linebacker like that?
You talking about linebacker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, salvatating over linebackers like that, and that the Ravens guy, man, it's like, dude, we're out here running defensive backs out here at linebacker. It just don't look right. It don't feel right. So I don't understand what's gonna really happen about that, but I'm with y'all right there, man. If you want to get physical, it starts with the offense and defensive line, and then your linebackers and running backs, they follow through behind that. My brother brought up a point about Connor Williams. If basically, so let me ask this question. I'm gonna ask this question to Danny, and then I'll give it to you, Bug. So. At the center position, if you want to move on from Tyler Biadasz, would you rather spend money on a free agent,
No.
or would you rather draft?
Draft.
You would draft. So you would appreciate something younger there.
I want somebody that's younger, who knows the game, who can defend our Cowboys, the old line, who can work together as a team. Don't be selfish, like Micah Parsons. Hey, I'm telling the truth.
Caught a straight pow.
It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Bug, how you feel? What would you do?
Man, if Connor Williams was there, he wasn't a good left guard. But hey, I put him. He's been a hell of a center right now for Miami, so I put him on as my center. I ride with him, see how much he'll take. And if he don't want too much, man, we bring him back down and put him at center.
So you would spend free agency.
I like a draft. I like a draft too as well. You know what I'm saying?
Draft, baby, draft.
Yeah,
draft.
Yeah. I'd take either one. Either one, as long as they get Tyler Biadasz.
24 might just be their best position to get that type of offensive lineman, and that's kind of
Jordan
how
Lewis?
you.
No. You talking about at pick 24?
Yeah, at pick 24.
Yeah.
At pick 24, and that's kind of where you got Tyler Smith at. You got that type of lineman right there, and we were all like, "Dang, you drafted a most penalized offensive lineman." But it comes to show that they do their homeworks on offensive linemen. That is something I will give Will McClay and this organization their props of doing that. Let's look at. Y'all talked about the safety in cornerback position. Would you want to see Stephon Gilmore back, Danny, or would you let him go?
I want him
You want Gilmore
because
to come
what's
back?
his name? Also, Diggs is also good, but he's injured from coming back from the ACL.
So you feel he's that's what my brother said.
I feel
You're-
like both of them are really good, Diggs and also Stephon Gilmore.
Mhm.
He just older in the tooth. That's all.
Yeah, because they're really good, and there's nobody else like them.
I would bring him back than other than trying to look for something else. How you feel, Bug? You would bring him back?
Yeah, like I said, man, he just older in the tooth. I ain't mean to step on Danny or that, but I'm just
No,
saying
you good.
he just older in the tooth, man. That's all, man. That's like he 33 going on
Come on,
34.
man.
Man, he's
Yeah,
33
man.
going on 34, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen,
Man, they got different
football
sports
is-
medicines these days, man.
Where you on, bro?
he coming back from an injury as well, too. So, you know,
That is right. That is
so
right.
he coming back from an injury too. You know what I mean? So if you can get younger, I will go to younger rap, draft somebody if you can. I mean,
Okay.
you got Scott, you got Eric Scott still out there too. Eric Scott Jr. He did a hell of a
I got
job
you
in
on that one.
preseason.
I got you on that one. Okay.
So I mean, you really don't have to go get nobody because you got to give some of these kids a chance at some point.
If Derrick
So-
Henry is available, what would y'all do would y'all make that move?
I
No.
don't want no Derrick Henry. I want someone younger. I want someone who knows the plays, who can run the goddamn ball.
I think he got too many miles on his vehicle.
Yeah, he got too
Bring
many
in-
trees. Yeah.
You know who we need? Barry Sanders, dude.
Man, if you're gonna get somebody that got a lot of miles on him, you know what I'm saying?
Man, that's a lot of tread in them tires too, man. No, man. Listen, we'll take somebody younger, man. I'll take one of the kids. I might take the kid out of Texas, man, Jonathan Brooks.
So you would
man.
draft. You would draft.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even though he coming off an ACL too, man. But
Yeah.
I'll take somebody, man. Somebody young who can.
Yeah, that pick they had with Deuce Vaughn, and I like Deuce Vaughn, but it's just that's
Yeah, he
not
too
something
small.
that they needed.
Yeah.
No.
They need good size running back to go ahead and do their thing. So do y'all feel that this offensive line is stable everywhere else beside the center? Like, how do y'all feel about the tackle situation, knowing that Tyron Smith he might, if he does come back, it's
He's not
strictly a
coming back.
1 year deal.
He's not. Yeah, he's
You
not
think
coming
so?
back.
You think
You don't
so?
think he coming back?
He's retired. He's gonna go retire. Pro Hall of Fame.
If
I
the
think he got-
Cowboys
I
don't
think he got
offer
2
him
more
a
years
decent
left.
contract, I think he'll retire.
Then get a new draft for him. Get a new one. Get a.
I wouldn't do that. I'll move Tyler out. I'll move Tyler out to left tackle, and I'll put Bash at left guard, and I'll roll with it.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna
I'll do the
lie, I
same
would've-
one. I'll do the same one.
I would have got rid of I've been saying Tyron, you cool and all, but you're in the tub, you're in the hot tub too much for me. I would have got rid of him a long time ago, and I think you
Long
would have
time
got
ago.
value for him. But
Yeah.
I agree, man. Let's
Pro Hall of
start
Fame.
having accountability in here that everybody's in here practicing on one accord instead of you not practicing and just playing in the game, man.
Mhm.
I don't think that's going right. So
Hey, Daddy, you got an LA Cup in here, man. Come on, man.
he's a Lakers fan, man. He's a Laker fan, man. You know how Cowboy Nation rock everywhere, man.
Micah Parsons way.
I got you.
Hey, it's all, and I got his jerseys too.
Hey, I'm a Lakers and a Cowboys fan, baby. Let's go.
That means he's up to winning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
I know a
that.
lot
I
of
like
Laker
that.
fans that are Cowboy fans. You know,
Yeah.
straight up. So,
Majority of them are, yeah.
yeah. No question.
By the way, I'm drinking tea.
Hey, that's a
Already.
good way to be right there. How y'all? Okay, let me ask y'all this question. Let me ask going here.
The O-line needs to get younger. Yeah, I agree with you there.
Once
like USC old line.
Oh, bet that you get all them, you know, you get the Polynesian guys and all them. Yeah, man. He said Cowboys fan first through it. Yeah. Hey, representing, that's what we here for. Ain't nothing. We'll talk about our other basketball teams another day. But I had to get on what Jerry was saying. Jerry is basically indicating that Dak, they were going to get far as Dak took them. And he said he saw where it got them. Y'all see this as Dak's last year? Both of y'all.
I told this one guy at Costco, he was like saying that, yeah, we need Saquon Barkley for our running back. I was like, hell no.
So, man, I wouldn't take Saquon. He's injury too.
Hell no.
So, do you think this would be Dak's last year?
Yeah,
You do? So
he's
you
gone.
don't think
He's
they'll
gone.
extend him?
He's
They'll
gone.
just,
I told you guys, he's gone to the Bears.
hey, if the Bears said they're interested in taking Dak Prescott and they're willing to give us some picks, okay.
You give me the
what can
you
we
give
do?
me that number one. You give me
I
that
mean,
number
Dak's
one.
my foe. I ain't gonna lie, but if you got some good draft picks, I like them. You know what I'm saying? I can restart with that. But
You give me
nah,
that
I
number
mean,
one draft
what you
pick.
think, Bug? You think he's on his last year as well?
Nah, I think they gonna re-sign him, man. I think Jerry
Come on,
just
man.
trying to leverage.
They're not going to sign him.
They
Look
gonna
what
I
he
think
did
they
re-sign him.
against the
are.
Packers, fool.
They
Look what he did
I
against
think
the
they are.
Packers. No, they're
I
not.
think they are.
No, they're
I
not.
think they are, Danny. On the cool, I listen.
Yeah.
I don't
He will.
listen. I was on Ford bandwagon with my brother, okay, but it stopped. It stopped for long. It stopped like
It's stuff. It's
It
stuff.
stopped like 2 or 3 years ago. I was on his bandwagon. I was on Dak bandwagon, but
Until when?
until like a year, like I say, about 2 or 3 years ago, I
3
slowed
years
it
ago
down.
was.
I slowed it down, and I have to realize he might not be the guy. He might
He
not
ain't
be
the guy. He ain't it.
But they don't have no choice but to bring him back.
They're not going to bring him back.
They gonna bring him
Yes,
back.
they are.
No, they're
They are.
not.
They just talking in the media. That's all.
Yeah,
they're doing.
but once they're gonna bring him back, they're gonna bench him. That's how they did it to
Nah.
Russell Wilson.
Oh,
Russell
heck no.
Y'all just upset right now. I understand. It's still
Listen,
raw.
I
It
would-
cuts deep. It
I
cuts
would-
deep.
I would use this time if I'm the Cowboys
Uh-huh.
and Mike McCarthy. I would use this time to get Trey Lance ready for the preseason.
Yes.
That's what I'm doing.
Yes.
That's all you have
what
to
I'm
do,
doing.
really.
That's exactly
That's
what I'm
how I
doing.
agree with you.
Hey, Mr. Cowboy said Dak going to Atlanta.
No,
Man, that ain't
that
ain't
ain't
none of this
happening.
stuff true.
Hot
That ain't
Atlanta.
happening.
Hypothetically, it's hypothetical. There ain't none of it true.
That ain't
Hey,
happening.
I mean, I honestly believe if they're gonna,
the
I
only
don't know
place
what
that
they
Dak
really
wants to go
expect with the
to,
Cowboys, but they're gonna bring Dak back. That's gonna make
If
y'all
that-
mad even more, but it's gonna give
He
everything,
gonna-
everybody
he gonna
something
sign a
to talk about.
5-year deal, $60
there's only
million.
one team that wants him, and that's the Bears.
And Jerry makes a lot of
Jerry.
money off of Dak Prescott right now, man.
Oh, did Jerry say he can work with Bill Belichick?
Stop.
That's what I just got to. Hold on. He said
I don't
he would
believe
work. He just
Did
said,
you- Okay, I got
On
you. You got the
YouTube
notification, but
I
did you
just got a
believe?
notification. They
Did
asked
you-
Jerry would he work with Bill Belichick.
So when you was listening to this interview that he was just doing, spatting about how they need to get better, did you believe of one word that he said?
Did
All right,
what?
so are you actually going to believe that he said he could work with Bill Belichick at the same time he extended Mike McCarthy?
He didn't
Yeah,
extend him.
Okay,
Nah,
so he
nah,
let
nah.
him play out the
Nah,
last
nah.
year.
His
He let him
contract
play
is
Yeah,
expired.
it's very last year.
So
Listen,
y'all do know that was never going to work, right?
Listen, it's the reason why Bill Belichick ain't took no jobs nowhere either, right?
No, hasn't got a job.
Okay,
He's a
he
control
hasn't got a
freak.
job. He's a control freak. So why not go? Bill Parcells came down to Jerry and they worked it out. He
For
got
a
him- he
year.
got- for 2 years, 3 years.
Nah.
The
3
only
years.
person
He was in
that
for 3 years.
the only
ahead.
person that wants to coach the Cowboys is Jimmy Johnson. Let's go.
Shit, you want to talk about making amends? I said it. Why don't you just let Jimmy do the pregame talk, the half game talk, and the end game talk, and Mike, you do everything else in between. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't be a bad idea. I don't know if Jimmy could keep it up for 17 plus
Look
weeks,
what he
but
did at Fox Sports, like what he was trying to say to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
man, I just wish you could get that fire. But Jerry is 81 years old, y'all.
I don't care.
He
His
ain't
daughter,
he
his
ain't
daughter's
trying
gonna
to
take over now.
restart nothing,
His
and that's
daughter,
where you're stuck with Dak, is what I'm saying.
yeah, his daughter's gonna take over the franchise soon.
If
Soon,
she's
Nah,
very
willing
soon.
to if
nah,
she's willing to spend money, I'll take it because Cap
nah.
boy Stephen Jones, man, you ain't getting no free agents messing with him, and if you do, they cheat.
Yeah, cheating.
Yeah, I don't. I think Steven is gonna be in control. He's running the show
No, he's
right
not.
now.
No, he's
Yeah,
not.
he
He's
is.
not.
He running the show, Danny.
He's running it.
I'm here to tell you, he's running the
he
show.
goes,
Nah,
he
he's
goes,
running.
I'm not gonna spin him because there's this thing on MSN.com. He goes, I'm not gonna spin it until the Cowboys get better for some reason.
Nah,
That's a lot of people.
MSN.com.
A lot of people
Yeah.
say that, but here comes
A
some
lot of people,
pimp come
yeah,
around.
yeah.
Everybody
They
gets
go
ready
right.
when football season get up,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden you start getting you some cowboy gear. You start, hey, it happens. It happens. We was just at the start last year for the draft, and
the
we was
draft.
like, bro, we don't want to spend no more money on these dudes until they go do something.
Well, the
But
draft's in Detroit now.
oh no,
Yeah.
that's true. But we just watched it at the start. But
Start, yeah.
you know, they got the Cowboys pro shop
Hey,
out
I'm
there.
coming to the Star. I'm gonna come out to Dallas.
Oh yeah, hey
All right.
man,
But
make sure you.
I just
make
came
sure
from class, so I'm teaching the media production television.
Oh yeah, big ups to that, man. Congratulations on that, and
Oh yeah,
I'm
man.
wishing you well wishes on that, man, for
I
sure.
love it.
Hey man, let's get to another question that I have for y'all. Whew. All right, so Cowboys start off next season. Let's say in a 12-game stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they just sitting at, you know, let's say they like 2 games over 500. You know what I'm saying? Let's say they're sitting at what, 7-5. Do you think Jerry will pull the trigger
No,
On what? On the quarterback?
on Mike McCarthy?
no, on Mike
Yes,
McCarthy.
yes, 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 yes,
No,
yes,
he not.
yes.
He's
So you
only
don't,
fired one head coach in season,
Wade
and that was
Phillips,
Wade Phillips. Yeah,
which,
he not
but
doing
my
that.
question is, do you think if Dan Quinn comes back, do you think we've all said, do you think he's waiting on this head coaching job?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
Ben Johnson. So Ben Johnson staying with Detroit. That opens up
Not
the
Pew.
two. The, that opens up Washington, which he finished his interview today.
Yeah.
It opens up Seattle, so he still got an interview with Seattle. But if he don't get down one of those, then I think he'll come back.
I believe he's gonna come back. It's been too long. And when you have to run it back, if this defense, which when they do run it back, when they can't stop the run, and Dak still has a good regular season, but it flame out in the
He's not
postseason,
gonna have a
who are
good
we gonna
regular
point the
season.
finger at?
He's not gonna have a good regular season. I'm telling you. For
Oh,
now.
you think
Trey
so?
Lance. Trey Lance, baby.
Hey, all I know, competition brings the best out of everybody. So if Trey Lance
He
can
should have
at
brought the
least make
best
him
out of him
sweat,
again.
then that might be what they need. It might be what they need. But I don't know about Trey Lance.
Put weapons around him, and he's good.
He got that long wind up
Hey,
delivery.
that's what Mike working on him with. If you looked at on X, he been working on him with. He throwing the ball to old.
You've been in the league too long to be throwing like that, guy. Like I say, I think you're gonna need a lot of more time. But like I said, if he can actually put pressure on Dak, you might see the best out of it. But
No.
if
Trey
you're gonna
Lance,
if
baby.
you if
I want
you're
Trey.
telling me you're gonna let Dak go on his last year, not getting extended, and you're gonna let Mike McCarthy go on his last year, you're asking for, because they obviously don't do well under pressure. They're gonna be fully under pressure. You're asking for a disastrous season, which might get at somebody fired in season.
I
Like
mean,
we're
that'll be
talking
cool.
about me and Mr. Cowboy, we're agreeing with each other. So whatever he says, I agree.
Mhm.
Listen, at the end of the season, Mr. Cowboy, I think if they 7-5, it ain't gonna happen. It happen at the end of the season. I agree with you there. But on the second note, I don't see them pulling no trigger on Dan Quinn because I think Dan Quinn will get out of here before Mike McCarthy would.
Hopefully this year. He said Catboy not paying $50 million a season for Dak.
Yes, he is.
If he wants to get more other players, you're gonna kind of have
he's
to.
not
That's
paying that
where
much.
you're stuck.
Yeah, he gonna pay him
Stuck.
50. He gonna pay him. I don't want him to pay him, but he gonna pay him.
Okay, so
I
going
don't want him to
blindly,
pay him either. So there.
so going blindly, y'all feel this way. Let me just ask y'all blindly then right now, because I see y'all want Dak up out of there. What is your what is your overall record that you could just give a guess what they'll be next year?
Who?
I
Dak?
gotta see.
Yeah.
I gotta see what it look like. I ain't see the.
So you still want to see all the moves and stuff. Let's
Yeah,
say
I
they
gotta see-
ran everything back the same exact way. I'll just give it to
No.
you that way.
No, they won't go 12-5 again. Because teams just gonna run the ball down their throat. If they come back with these 215-pound linebackers, 220-pound
You see-
linebackers,
You see what happened to the Packers, like Cowboys and Packers? They'll be 5-12.
Yeah, and that would get you ran up out of here before the season end, Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, but listen,
That would get everybody ran up out of here.
I gotta see what it looks like. I gotta see what it looks like. Really.
So you being a fan still, because they're gonna make a couple of moves where you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I
No.
like that.
They
Then
got-
you gonna be
they
back
gotta
to
make it-
11
they gotta-
wins, 12.
They gotta
You're a
make
Cowboy
better
fan.
move.
I know how this look. We can keep it real. This is how it goes. They'll give us a
Listen, they
little
got-
lollipop here and there, and we're like, oh, this is gonna be nice. And all of a sudden, the season
bro.
come around, 11, 12 wins.
Nah. They gotta really make a move at center. The center position gotta get better. The
I
right
hear
tackle gotta get better.
Mhm.
Your right guard might retire. Your left tackle might retire.
Should retire.
Mhm.
I think if they offer him $10 million, I'll put incentives in the contract. He'll be here.
Yeah, I agree.
You got your what your biggest issue is on the offensive line right now is your right tackle and your center.
In your center.
You don't know what your right guard is gonna do.
Mhm.
That's your three biggest things that you don't know what's gonna happen right now.
Mhm.
So let me ask y'all this. Y'all want a running back. Are y'all not holding Mike McCarthy fully accountable for the lack
He
of
likes
run
big
game?
backs.
Because he did come out and say that he was going to run the football more, and I didn't really even see that.
Well, he
That
couldn't
was-
run the football more because he didn't have a big back. If you look at Aaron Jones, he drafted Aaron Jones. So
And
Aaron
look what
Jones is
happened.
big-
And look what happened to Aaron Jones.
Yeah, he got the yards on the camera. But what I'm saying is, he like big backs. He don't like. I ain't never seen Mike McCarthy. His team in Green Bay, he didn't have a small back, so he ain't never liked small backs. It's not his thing. That's just what Steven wanted to do, so he went along with it. It's not what he wanted to do.
That
It's
was
not
just
who he is.
already what he was dealt with. Basically.
Yeah. So he. So if
But
you look
Zeke
at his
wasn't his
track
type of
record-
back neither, because
Well, Zeke is kind of his type of back. He likes the bruisers, can catch out the backfield.
so he was mad at Kellen Moore for not using him like that.
I mean, if you go back to 2016, Zeke did catch the ball out the backfield a lot of times, and he did screen passes.
That's when he didn't have as many miles. He was a young chicken back then.
Yeah, he's 28 now.
Yeah, well, running back years, that's different.
I understand that, bro. I got you.
I would like to see the Cowboys actually make some offseason moves, man. I think,
Yes.
to me, if you're gonna put all your eggs in 2024, at least go out trying. I won't fault you for that. I'll just be like, look, y'all suck.
So who would you go get? Who would you go get?
At the moment, you still have to wait to the end of the season, because I honestly believe if Stephen Jones signs 60% of the roster that's still here, that he wants to keep, that of the free agents that's still here on the roster, then he's not going to make that many moves. He's just going to basically spend his free agency with the same players in. That's why I'm saying he's liable to run a lot of these players back and then go into the draft. My bold statement is I think you could probably look for a couple of names on this roster that might get traded if he loves the draft that much. I can see him moving a player or two to get some more draft capital if that's the direction that they want to go. And I'm not mad at that.
I agree with you.
Who do you
I
give
told
up?
you, Van Der Esch and Tyron Smith. These two gone. Bring in some new drafts.
I throw in Malik Hooker. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? You can take his contract.
Yeah.
For real, I mean, I think that's something to look at to play with because I know that they love them some draft and they would rather draft. And
Thank you.
their track record hasn't been bad. They haven't missed that many times, but
Nope.
hey, I like what it's going.
Mm-hmm.
I really like what's going. What other questions? What other things y'all got it coming off of today? What Jerry done said? Anybody?
Man, I just want that to get on the same page, really.
No, he's not.
I really
Trey
want
Lance.
Yeah, Trey
No,
Lance.
no.
Hey, he's on that train too. He said,
Yeah, I'm agree with you, Data, but I just want these guys to get on the same page. If they go,
They're not going to get on the same page. Look what he did against the Packers, man.
Stephen Jones want to go ahead and get that inheritance. Pops, you're a little old. Go ahead and get out the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I think they should. They both talking out of both sides of their mouth, man.
That's all I got today. That dude said something, then in the same breath said something else, and I'm like, Jerry, have you been drinking that Jimmy Walker, my guy? Because you up there babbling. You know what I'm saying? I don't even understand what he was talking about, but.
No,
I took a couple things that he understands that they have to stop the run, they have to get physical, and they got to run the football. That's something that we all three can agree with Jerry on, of course. Now, y'all say Trey Lance. Y'all say start Trey Lance.
I didn't say that. That's not what I said. Now, that ain't what I said.
He said preseason.
I said, yeah. Thank you,
That's
Daddy. I said pre. No, that ain't what I said. I said preseason. You got to give this guy a chance to see what you got. Because if you do move on from Dak, then you got something else that we good to go with.
Yep.
Who might can take you to the promised land. You just
Thank you. Thank you.
So if they invest heavily in the draft on their offensive lineman and probably free agency, then I can see that direction where they're going to try to protect another quarterback, or they should protect whoever quarterback they got first and foremost. But if you're going to really try to bolster up your offensive line and protect them, kind of like they did Dak in 2016 anyway. They had a stellar offensive line and a great run game, and it protected Dak. So, I mean, this might be a formula that they might want to get back to. Although this is all about beating the 49ers. You got to really see what you got to do to beat the 49ers because they are our Achilles heel. The Packers just happen to just put the nail in the coffin on weaknesses that we already were exposed to. And Jordan Love is actually pretty good. Let's get that out the way. Dude's pretty good. But I think the Cowboys, I think we're going to have a very different tone when the summer solstice comes.
I also like Geno Smith. Geno.
He ain't going nowhere. He signed a contract with Seattle. He's not going.
That game he played down here at AT&T Stadium was a hellacious game, bro. I was like, damn, this Geno right here. Why we have to get this Geno out of all the Genos that he done played all season? Why we get this good Geno? You know what I'm saying? But that was crazy to see, and nonetheless. Like I said, the East-West Shrine game is Thursday. I'm pretty sure probably Friday. I'm going to probably come back and do another live and probably try to get a good look of a lot of the prospects that was in that game until they get to the Senior Bowl. And I guess we can all start talking about some players that we like with certain positions that we can think that the Cowboys can go ahead and draft in. It's already about getting close to 10:30 here in Central Standard Time. So it's about, about time to get over another grind for something to do in the week, and then tomorrow I got my own podcast anyway. So Danny, I appreciate you for tuning in, man. I'll send you the link again when we come by talking about some Cowboys talk. Maybe when the Mavs and the Lakers meet up again. I don't think they meet up again no more this year.
I think they
I
play
think they
down
played
here
off.
in
I think they
March.
play.
I think they play one more time in March. I believe I had to look
So
that
then
up.
we'll have to link up with you for sure on that, and we can do a little live stream on that. So I appreciate you for joining in, and I appreciate you supporting the channel as well
Yeah,
too, my guy.
yeah.
For sure.
I
Bug, I'll catch you on
Yo,
the next turn as well, bro. I'll
all
send
right.
the link when it comes out. We'll have some more things to talk about, and I'll catch both of y'all on the round, man. Appreciate y'all, man.
yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Later.
Hey,
Man, hey. Any more of my Cowboy Nation, Mr. Cowboy? What's up, man? Hey, I can send you the link too, man. If you willing to get in, we're gonna have a whole cowboy tree. So appreciate y'all for tuning in for this episode of Sports Raps. I will catch y'all on the next Flip Fly. Y'all know what it is, the one man force the eyes and flavor of DFW Sports. We represent for everybody in the DFW. I will catch y'all on the next turn on Sports Raps. Appreciate y'all for supporting. Make sure you like, hit that subscribe notification bell, and we're going to keep going up. I'll catch y'all on the next time, man, and make sure you do everything with love because love always wins, and that's law. I'll holler, y'all.